Obama tries to reassure Americans as he pushes for Syria strike, CBS News. CBSNews.com, CBS Evening News, CBS This Morning, 48 Hours, 60 Minutes, Sunday Morning, Face the Nation. Video. U.S. World. Politics. Entertainment. Health. Money Watch. C-Tech. Crime. Sports. More. Blogs The Feed Battleground The WH. Webshow 60 Overtime Face-to-Face. Resources Mobile Radio Local. Login. Join CBSNews.com. Sign in with profile. Manage my newsletter subscriptions. Update my email address. Change my password. Log out. Syria Crisis Explorer. Latest. Foreign intervention. Chemical weapons. Humanitarian crisis. Brev. Next. By Jake Miller, CBS News /September 7, 2013, 8:40 a.m. Obama tries to reassure Americans as he pushes for Syria strike. Play CBS News video. President Obama continued pushing members of Congress to authorize U.S. military action in Syria on Saturday, insisting that the United States must respond to evidence that the Syrian government, under President Bashar Assad, killed almost 1,500 civilians in a chemical attack. We can't ignore chemical weapons attacks like this one, even if they happen halfway around the world, he said during his weekly address. And that's why I call on members of Congress, from both parties, to come together and stand up for the kind of world we want to live in, the kind of world we want to leave our children and future generations. Play video. Should Obama strike in Syria without congressional support? Play video. Obama plans to address nation to gain support for Syria strike. Play video. U.S. credibility in the line in Syria. He reassured an American public that remains largely opposed to the proposed strike on Syria that we're not putting our troops in the middle of somebody else's war. This would not be another Iraq or Afghanistan, he said. There would be no American boots in the ground. Any action we take would be limited, both in time and scope, designed to deter the Syrian government from gassing its own people again and degrade its ability to do so. As he has before, the president warned that a failure to act would pose a serious threat to America's national security by encouraging other bad actors to defy the international consensus prohibiting the use of chemical weapons. We cannot turn a blind eye to images like the ones we've seen out of Syria, he said. Failing to respond to this outrageous attack would increase the risk that chemical weapons could be used again, that they would fall into the hands of terrorists who might use them against us, and it would send a horrible signal to other nations that there would be no consequences for their use of these weapons. Mr. Obama, who returned to Washington late Friday evening after participating in the global G20 economic summit in St. Petersburg, Russia, has his work cut out for him, as he attempts to persuade members of Congress to back his call for military action in Syria. The Senate Foreign Relations Committee narrowly advanced a resolution in Wednesday authorizing the use of force, and Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid, DNev, formally filed the resolution in the Senate on Friday, teeing up a likely vote in final passage next week. Reid has predicted the resolution will pass, despite the intense opposition from liberal Democrats and libertarian-aligned Republicans. But even if it clears the Senate, it moves to the House thereafter, where its road to passage is far more precarious. House Speaker John Boehner, R. Ohio, and House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi, D. California, have each declared their support for the president's proposal, but the rank and file in their respective parties remain deeply skeptical. Far more lawmakers have declared support than opposition, signaling a tough road ahead for the administration's effort to persuade a majority of lawmakers to sign on to the resolution. Congress struggling with how to vote on Syria attack. European leaders urge U.S. on Syria, slow down. In the weekly Republican address on Saturday, Senator John Barrasso, Ohio, continued beating the drum in opposition to